the congressman that went to jail, his name escapes me right now, but Richmond is as like a shoe-in, just about like Dr. Cassidy over here in the 6th District. We don't have a lot of information on the people that are running. We've got a Gary Landrieu that's running for that seat, and we also have, there's no information on Mr. Landrieu, Dwayne Bailey. Bailey ran in the 2011 election to Louisiana House of Representatives. He faced fellow Democrats, Delpit, Holland, and Price in the primary election. Because Louisiana uses a blanket primary system, a candidate can be declared the overall winner, garnering the seat plus 51. Price defeated Bailey in the general election to win the seat by 58.3% of the vote. Dwayne Bailey ran second in the election. He's seeking to unseat Cedric Richmond, or he might be looking to make a name for himself. You also have Joss LaRose, and he's on the Republican ticket, and good luck with that in New Orleans against Cedric Richmond. We also have Calab Trotter, Libertarian, and he is a candidate for the U.S. House, Louisiana, 2nd District. Hopefully, sometimes in the near future, we're going to have Louis Wren and some guys, president of the Louisiana AFL-CIO, Louis Wren, come in and go over some of these races with us. He and his executive assistant, Ernest Stevens, always just great friends of Baton Rouge Labor Radio, and they give us some real informative and accurate information, and they are just working their butts off for working men and women, and the show really appreciates what they're doing. Now, we're going to go over a few things. That's the congressional races that for Louisiana, and the mayoral races, and we'll go to the Advocate on this as a source, and the best two funded candidates in the race, in the mayoral race, are incumbent Mayor President Kip Holden, a Democrat, and Metro Councilman Mike Walker, a Republican, and they're really going at it. They had a debate at the Oak Lodge Reception Center on Sherwood Forest Boulevard, and it was a luncheon forum which was hosted by the Baton Rouge Apartment Association. The association limited participants to mayor candidates who had raised at least $20,000 in campaign funds by the most recent filing. As a result, neither Gordon Meese nor Steve Myers, both of whom are running as no-party candidates, took part in the forum. You know, I really think that's bad. I mean, these guys are putting a limit on the money You got to raise $20,000 to be in the debate. I don't agree with that. That it's their form, it's their policy. But I think they're taking stuff away from the table. Input that might, one of the candidates, I mean, these guys, Gordon Meese or Steve Myers, I don't look for either one of them to even really have a good chance of winning. But why take them out of the debate? They might bring, they could bring something to the table that might help the parish. Well, it goes on. In his remarks, Holden referred to comments about reducing crime East Baton Rouge Parish coroner made Bo Clark in a recent article in The Advocate about attacking crime by combating poverty, truancy, and broken homes. He mentioned the same things that I mentioned that you have to do, Holden said. Make it a 365-day effort. Walker also quoted Clark at a forum Tuesday hosted by Jones Creek Business Association. I was at the news conference at the Cafe Americain with Dr. Bo Clark, Walker said. It was also written in the paper what Dr. Bo Clark said about about crime is exactly what my brochure. They're both jumping on this. You know, Mike Walker is going for the crime thing, and something does need to be done, in my opinion. And but this Bo Clark, and Mayor Holden make a good point also. Being born in Baton Rouge and being raised here, you know, for the last 35, 40 years, people, I mean, there's been babies having babies forever, it seems, here. And a lot of them, there's not a lot going on. I mean, there's a lot of children around here that just need help. I mean, there's no fathers in the homes. Grandmothers are raising a lot of children, and God bless them, you know. But crime needs to be addressed, but education needs to be addressed. It just seems like everything needs to be addressed, but it seems like the politicians want to make their bones by blaming school teachers and policemen. I mean, what can you do when someone comes up and opens fire on a car over a drug deal? About the only thing you can do is come out and call the coroner's office and do an investigation. People are being convicted. Now, I don't know where the problem lies, whether it's with the judges letting people out early or whatever. But it just seems like there's a lot of finger pointing going on. But other than that, Kip Holden, Mike Walker, that will be the race. That will be the race. These other gentlemen, valid effort. I wish you could get in the debate. Mr. Gordon Meese and Mr. Stephen Myers. Mr. Meese has been invited on the show, and at that time he didn't. It was real early when I brought it to him. Mr. Stephen Myers, I've never run into him. I had a chance to run into Mr. Meese over at his business on Government Street, and like to have either one of them on the show. So anyway, in a future show, we're going to have, like I said, Lewis Wren and hopefully Ernest Stevens on the show to go through some of these races and see where the AFL, the Louisiana AFL-CIO and the Baton Rouge Labor's Central Body, Greater Baton Rouge Central Body stands on this. And I want to come back and do a show on these constitutional amendments. So we're going to have some fresh shows coming in the future. And hopefully we'll get it going good. But there's a lot going on in the electoral season, and I want to come back and do a show on national politics, and hopefully I'll have some guests, some co-hosts or something. I know I get tired of you get tired of just hearing my voice, and I don't blame you. This is Baton Rouge Labor Radio. I'm Michael D. Day, and we are proudly broadcast on WHYR 96.9 FM. And we're going to come back. We'll do another show tomorrow. I think what I'm going to do is go over the amendments on tomorrow's show. We've got a clearer definition of them all. But like I said, I would like to bring someone to really explain the amendments, because these are very important amendments. And so until tomorrow, remember, if you work for free, you'll always have a job. So have a good day.